if there's a lead, it's Hatiram, uh, Jaideep Ahlawat, and rightfully so. There were days when I would go on set just to watch what they're doing. Like you said, very professional. My plan B was always academia to, teach. Of course, I hated the advice when he gave it. I felt that comfortable and that safe, on that set, that just to be around everybody was pure joy.
Welcome to Bollywood Live. How are you? How is the feeling like?
Very good.
So,
Very
congratulations
happy.
for the success of Paatal Lok season 2. From being
Thank
a
you.
fan to becoming the lead, how did it happen and kaisi rahi journey?
Now, I don't think of being a lead on Paatal Lok, and I don't think like that. I'm part of a very powerful ensemble of actors, and if there's a lead, it's Hatiram, uh, Jaideep Ahlawat, and rightfully so. I'm just very happy to be part of such a phenomenal team, led by the writing of Sudeep Sharma, which is really quite unparalleled. And in this team, the HOD, each HOD, whether it's the production designer Mukund, the music with Naren and Benedict, like everyone's work is so inspiring that there were days when I would go on set just to watch what they're doing, even though I was not shooting. So I'm really, really happy to be a part of a project like that.
So, how are you celebrating the success and what kind of feedback or reviews did you get from your friends and family?
Uh, I have to say, friends and family watch much later. It's the fans of Paatal Lok who
Yeah,
watched first, and
true that.
then I had to tell my friends and family, "Dekh lo yaar," you know. But no, it's been overwhelming. It's been really overwhelming, and my God.
Yeah, I know. It's going crazy. So, family plays an important role in shaping the career. घर में, जब सब सही चल रहा होता है, health भी सही होती है, तब sorted सा लगता है.
Hmm.
आपने भी tough time देखा है with your mom dealing with a cancer, though she emerged as a fighter. And recently we saw that your co-actor Jaideep's father passed away. तो इस time में भी वो इतने professional है. He's showing up in every event.
I
Yeah.
think it really hurt me that that in such an important moment of his life, for a show that is transformed his career,
Hmm.
um, that his celebration was you know combined with uh, the loss of his father, and yeah, he's holding himself together, and like you said, very professional. So it's really commendable that he's still there, out there promoting the show, and interacting with people who are his fans and love his work, and yeah, it's not for me to say, though, what he's going through. Yeah.
So since your father was with the Indian Air Force, तो क्या public services में जाने का plan बनाया था या any plan B which you had in your life?
My plan B was always academia to, teach, or after doing my PhD. It wasn't like being in the Air Force or Army like my father, but I knew I wanted to get into academics and teaching, and so yeah, that is still is the plan B.
So with acting, you get to do all of the things. Being a
Correct,
police officer, being a
correct,
doctor, and anything. So I
correct,
mean, ये तो पूरा हो ही
correct,
जाएगा.
correct.
We have seen industry has evolved over these years. अब OTT आ गया है, so many opportunities are there. पहले के दिनों में क्या होता था कि लोग लाइनों में खड़े होकर टिकट लेते थे. बहुत क्रेज होता था बड़े पर्दे पर मूवीज देखने का. But now, क्योंकि इतने सारे digital platforms आ गए हैं, the focus has shifted. So, having worked extensively on OTT, how do you perceive this shift?
I mean, I have nothing to say about it, because for me, the work is doesn't change whether it is for OTT or it's for the theatrical, right?
Yeah.
From an actor's point of view, your body, your preparation, your rehearsal period, your workshop, your creating the walk of the character, the way the character sounds. It doesn't change based on whether it's OTT or theatrical. कि अच्छा
Yeah.
theatrical है तो मैं ऐसे करूंगी and OTT है तो मैं ऐसे करूंगी. It's so I really have nothing to say about it. Times, change is the only constant, right? So our industry too, like the rest of the world, will go through its various ups and downs and various take various shapes. But one thing will remain, I suppose, robust is our need to tell stories and our need to
Mm.
hear stories. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the part that gives me hope. The rest is going to constantly change and evolve.
So you worked with Irfan sir in Kissa. How was it working with him? Also, any takeaways या कोई ऐसी बात उनकी जो अभी भी जहन में हो?
He's very much alive in my life on a day to day.
Yeah.
And one of the things that stay with me that he said when I used to complain about not having work, how unfair the industry is, and I used to whine, and I used to be angry and negative. And so, in one such occasion, he told me, stop being this Meena Kumari. Because no one wants to work with someone who's just unhappy and sad.
The rant is real.
You know? And he said, just stop it. Just stop thinking why people are not working with you. Instead, work on yourself. And one day they'll all just come. And of course, I hated the advice when he gave it, but it's true, like many things he said. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it was
so
phenomenal. It was phenomenal being on that set for all of us because of Anup Singh. Anup Singh is really a rare kind of director, and he held all of us together in a very magical, loving way. Uh, so much so that Irfan, I remember telling us that he had to wait for so long to work with a director like Anup, and how lucky Rasika and I were that we got to work with him when we were still relatively younger, and it's true because what Anup taught me on that film, the tools he gave me on that film, I've used in many projects since.
So what's your approach to signing a script? Do you prioritize quality over quantity, or do you see the cast, or do you risk it
Well,
all?
it's the writing. It's the
Is
writing
it
and it's the
writing?
writing. Yeah. And as I get older, the one thing that gets added besides the writing is the people, because it's a long commitment. And if the people, it's really wonderful if you can work in a group with a group of people that that you really respect and admire, along with really liking the script. That I think that as I grow older, that has become more and more important as well.
So the Paatal Lok fans want to know your camaraderie with Jaideep. How were you both on the sets? क्या मंच करते थे? क्या खाते थे? What were the like inside jokes? Anything, which is unforgettable about the shoot?
Every day was unforgettable. There was such a joy, to we Jaideep, Sudeep, and I are of the same age, and so we would often crack old people jokes with each other, and none of us have children, and there was a sense of like even just sitting in silence uh, was great fun. you know uh, it was that comfortable. I felt that comfortable and that safe, on that set, that just to be around everybody was pure joy, you know
And was a
because
foodie amongst all.
Uh, I think I'm going to take that place of being a foodie because Mirenla, who plays Rose in the show, her parents live in Nagaland, and she, got us delicious food that her father cooked for us.
Oh,
And
wow.
I went to their home and ate food there, and then got food to bring back to Seth. Then uncle sent food, so it was like a lot of my life there was surrounded and centered around food, which is delicious, by the way. And I highly recommend people visit Nagaland, not just for its insane beauty, um, the warmth of the people, but also its delicious food. And and as far as, I think you were asking me the question about the camaraderie on set. Uh, it was really like it was a team that already knew each other so well, right? Because they shot season one. So the
Yeah.
chemistry between all of them, the crew and the cast, Ishwak and Jaideep and Sudeep and Avinash and Faisal and Polo and the whole team, Mukund sir, was so tight that when I walked into that, like, I realized they're so phenomenal. I just joined them like a group hug. I didn't give them a choice. I don't have, I haven't done season one with you guys, but instantly I felt such a sense of comfort that I just jumped into the deep end, and I think after day one and after shoot when I came back, I made a pot of tea and extra ban gaya tha kafi. So I sent a message to a few people saying कि अगर चाय पीनी है तो आप आ सकते हैं, and they came.
And then you
And
had chai pe charcha.
chai pe charcha, and it went on every day of the shoot. Every day after
Wow.
shoot, we would gather in my room for an hour or so, and it was so wonderful because I got to know so much about the lives of the people that I was working with, who I admire so deeply, you know. And to have that, usually after shoot, you just go and rest and prepare for the next day because you're on such a tight schedule.
Yeah.
But there was such a sense of this kind of mutual respect in every department that you felt you were in the presence of something that was so
Homely.
powerful, and so wholesome that
Yeah.
even after shoot, when people were tired, you would have quickly have a shower, order a meal, you know, and then sit for this 1 hour for this chai before we, went to bed and woke up again at 3:30 in the morning for the next day. But there were early mornings that it was very cold, um, but everything felt exciting. So this is
I
the
am a
that this
chai
is the
lover,
joy.
and chai heals everything. So I have heard a
Mhm.
lot about your chai recipe. So I would want to know about it, and I want
कुछ
fans to
नहीं है,
just try
ऐसा कुछ
it.
रेसिपी नहीं है. इट इज जस्ट गर्म पानी में दालचीनी डालो और थोड़ा सा केसर, बस उसको उबालो. दालचीनी की जो मिठास है, उसमें आपको चीनी वीनी कुछ डालने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस उसको उबाल के बंद करके पी लो, छान के पी लो बस.
और चाय बनाते बनाते पाताल लोक सीजन 2 देखोगे तो उसमें और मैजिक आ जाएगा. आई फील.